Namaskar and welcome to this exciting episode of Sattology, debunking mythology. And Sattology means science of truth or study of truth. Mythology means science of fake lie imagination or study of fake lie imagination. Don't use the word mythology on the history is connected with Ramayana and Mahabharata because we have proved it multiple times, not even once. I've written 3 books on that and my fourth is coming out. And my last book, The Global Footprint of Ramayana, has made waves all over the world. So it's coming from in India is already the bestseller. So please read that. Let me know. And if you're in the Western world or the lands occupied by the Western world, you can read One Arrow, One Kill. That is the same thing. And Yudhishthira Pranadharma. So I have a very, very special guest today. And you have heard her many times. And we are again happy to welcome her again on the show. We had to cancel her meetings twice already. But it's going to happen now, today. So we are talking how the Southeast Asia is connected with Indian culture, because it was all one culture. People who do not know, the Philippines was forcibly converted in the 16th century to Roman Catholicism. So without delay, let us welcome Dr. Anita Bose.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Okay.
So my question to you is, in your travels or in your diaries, what are the common connections you saw between Southeast Asia and India?
Thank you so much, first of all, to Sattology and to Aditya-ji. This is a very nice question, and I can say just because today is this very close to the New Year, the original Bharatiya New Year or Indian New Year. So, and if you go to whole Southeast Asia, you can see the same New Year is going on. Same New Year, the same time and the same process, and the people are worshipping, people are celebrating our festivals, but maybe the name is changed now. But if you go to Thailand, you can see the Songkran. If you go to Cambodia, you can see the New Year program is same as the Songkran. And in the Pimai, and in Burma, in Cambodia, in Laos, so they all are doing the same thing. So in my journey, I saw that link, that ancient link, and that link is it is not like that it is only the New Year festival, but if you go through the all those other rituals, other festival of Southeast Asia, you can see that how the king are taking the oath. It's totally coming from our Vedic culture, and the language also, and all the things are depending on the maritime trade. I think many of you know now that the maritime trade was a great perspective and great strength of India, ancient India. And so it's a very common link with whole Southeast Asia, what I saw. And
yeah, Anita ji, like this is a very, most of the Westerners do not understand this, because the Europe is always like, in Sanskrit there is saying, Atmate Manyate Jagat. What you are, you see the whole world from the prism of your own mind.
yeah.
So if you are a conflict-oriented person, you'll see problems in everybody. And
so all the negativity come.
Yeah, because you are projecting yourself on others.
Yeah,
and that's why we said don't judge. And Europeans have a biggest problem. They want to control a lot. There's a controlling tendency. Just like in US also, you see European settlers who came here, how much they controlled that they wiped out the entire Native Americans. And so when they project their mind on Asia, like they famously predicted India won't last more than 30 years. They predicted. But it is, to their surprise, it is still 75. It's growing also. Now, probably the Pakistan will itself say today we are a Hindu country and we are going to become merged with India, because the Arabic religion has failed over there. And the same is the case with other countries. Sri Lanka is dying to become a 31st state of India, looks like, after some time, maybe not today. But they lived in small castles, and they want everyone to live in small castles, according to them. So do you think that's the major problem of Europeans today in viewing the Eastern history?
Yeah, it's a very major problem, and not only for the Europeans. What can I say to you? Because in my journey of those countries, I met so many people who are belong to Asian also, and they believe that, especially the Europeans are there, and many people are believe that, oh, that's very true what you say, that India is just get the independence, and we have lots of black magic, and we don't know the history and all those things. But it is very unfortunate, and it is very, what can I say, that it's not true. Because what is India now, I think people are know. And if you go to the greater India, the past India, and once upon a time it was almost in George Soides, I think many of you know the name, the French archaeologist, and he is also a European. But what is you his perspective was so positive, and he said that India is the outpost culture of the Laos and many Southeast Asian countries. So that is the thing, that how we can see the matter. If you have a positive mind, if you have a open mindedness, then you can see that. But at the same time, I met few people who still believe that all those people are India is lying in the road and they are sleeping in the roadside. But it is not true. India has so many things. It's such a beautiful big country, and the cosmopolitan culture, the heritage, the tradition. There are all those things are there, and that's why once upon a time, Southeast Asia was an Indianization state. It was according to George Soides. He wrote that thing, that here so many things are in their life, in their culture, in their trade. So if you go through, just I give a one small example of the, because Thailand is very popular for all over the world, and Thai kings are taking oath. When they are taking oath, they followed whole the thing according to Brahminism, according to our Vedic culture. So it is not true. And I am telling about the 2018, 2019, and at the present day also. So it is not true that India only a black magic country or the people are not knowing anything. It's not
Even
true.
even today, most of the Americans, they feel that India has so much poverty, and India people are hungry on the streets and this thing,
Yeah,
because that's what the CNN and the Fox News tells them, and the
yeah,
American textbooks tell them. So see, the American ploys and European ploys to make themselves look better than the others, and that's how they project. That's the marketing skills. So most people come to them. That's how the marketing
yeah,
skills. And the
yeah.
people are so foolish, and they don't understand that America is the third world country today. It has so much poverty in the USA.
Actually, poverty is all over the world now. If you see that
Yeah,
is the position of the economic position also. So I think India is better than many countries,
many
and I am
countries.
very proud. Yeah, I am very
And
proud for that.
in some
Mm.
ways, the US president announcing that will have food shortages for just 300 million people. So if you compare apples to apples, then US president is equivalent to the Uttar Pradesh chief minister because same population. In terms
Yeah,
of population,
according to population,
according to
according to
population, that the Uttar
population.
Pradesh
Yeah.
chief minister is equivalent to the US president. And Uttar Pradesh chief minister is bigger than the Russian president because he's more has more people. So
Mm.
we will start a presentation and then we'll discuss then.
Yeah, I think that will be very interesting for other also.
Yes.
So better to start, and then I can telling the few story. I am not going to the dates or that thing, but I can share few story, and people can understand that how deep influence of India,
That's right.
and how long past we have that connection.
That's
Okay.
right.
Mhm. So please start the presentation so I
Yeah.
can show you few
Go ahead.
interesting matter. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
actually, I think that the festivals and the ceremonies and the
We cannot
rituals.
see your presentation right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, just a minute. I shared the screen again.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it coming now?
Yes. Yes. Now. Yes.
It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I just give a small board because it is a symbol of the maritime trade of India. Because it was not easy thing to trading so many countries, and we trade up to Rome, and whole Southeast Asia basically depend on our trading. And maritime trade route is a great Bharatvarsha, greater Bharatvarsha. It was starting from, if you see that the map, this is a very interesting map of India, and you can see that how the influence went to whole Southeast Asia. Why I am telling about Southeast Asia? Because today, till today, Southeast Asian location is very important for whole global territory. And the trading also, India is such an ancient country in the world, and that has consistently enriched the planet through the trading, through the knowledge system, through the most important perspective poem, the theory of the Brahmanism. And there are so many things. Here you can see the map of Asia, map of India, that the original ancient India, and how the connectivity going on those countries and up to China. And this is the sea route. We have two route. One is a Silk Route through the mountains, and another one is the sea route to connect the other people. And here you can see that I believe that it is not only my belief, it is the fact of Southeast Asia, that they are amalgamation of our various rituals, various cultural and traditional values and the customs, and they accept it very well way, and they project it in their life. Until date, they are doing that thing. They live that life. I am not telling about a story of 300 years or 400 years ago, but it was beginning. The starting point was almost 2000 before Christ, or 2000 before Christ, and Ashoka. And if you say that about the King Ashoka, the great king of the India, and he sent two monks. He sent two monks named Uttara and Sona to Thailand for spreading the Buddhism. But it is very true that before that, our traders reached there. Before that, our Brahmins reached there. And there was a great part of Chola kings, Chola, Pallava, the Srivijaya, they all went there, and they are well accepted by them. So, and that's why there are plenty of festivals, plenty of rituals, which is related with India. And I think many of you are very aware about the Thai Songkran. Thai Songkran is a very famous festival, but it is not only the Thai Songkran, that there are so many other program also. There are so many, plenty of different type of cultural activities, and that is also known as the, if you go to Vietnam, I am telling about the Vietnam. Vietnam is a country where that the people are following different religious belief, the political situation is different. But in Vietnam, till date, they have the Balaman Cham, the Cham people, the Hindu people of Vietnam. They have a very interesting festival that is known as the Ket Festival or Po Garai. And then if you go to the Cambodian people also, they have the Basi ceremony, they have the Songkran ceremony also. And here you can see a very interesting picture. You can see that how the festival and ceremonies in Thailand. Thailand is a Buddhist country, and they have a very strong royal power also. And there are so many different culture and different religious belief. But if you go through that royal ceremonies, if you go to the common ceremonies, you can see there are many ceremonies which are related with the India. This is known as the halokarshan. We are plowing in. I think there are so many stories related to the plowing ceremony. Plow the field, because the whole Asia is a agriculture-based country. So they need the good rice, because for the whole people, because always the Asian population is more than Europe and America. So they need the food, the main food was rice, and till that there the rice is the main food. And here you can see that all those this is the royal cows, and those royal cows were decorated beautifully, and those people, they are they give them seven types of pulses, and few water in a bowl, and then the grass, and the if the cow taking three type of pulses, that means it is a laser rain. If they take it more, that means it's a very good rainy festival, rainy season coming in for your country, because rain is very important matter for whole agriculture based. And this is the thing that for the fertilization, for the agriculture prospect, they are celebrating this thing. It is not the past thing. Every year, this thing happen in the month of just before the just April to May. Just we are saying it's in Bengal, it's known as the Nobanno, Novo Onno, the new rice. And this is the same thing happening March to April. It's depend on the lunar calendar, and they are celebrating this thing. And I was very amazed to see when I was in Thailand that the Bangkok Post is very prestigious newspaper, and they are preparing the news, and they give the news in the front page of the paper, that how the Holocaust was going on, and how much pulses that cows are taking, and what type of rainy season is coming. So everything is dependent on that. So it is not magnificent that till the day the Thailand doing those things, and not only the Thai people. I was very you can say the blessed that as the part of National Museum volunteer, I was attend that program. And very interestingly, that program is conducted by the royals and the agriculture minister. They came to the field, they are really doing the plowing, and then the Brahmins are chanting the mantra, Brahmins are chanting the stotra, and then they're doing the worship. And I was surprised to see that every gods and goddess, they are belong from Hindu beliefs. So this is an incredible thing. And here you can see that how the festivals and ceremonies, they believe they have almost 13 different type of festivals in 12 months. In Bengali, we have a proverb, we have a kahavat, if you care in the Hindi, that kahavat hai, that we have 13 program in 12 months, baro mashe tero parbon. But it is the meanings that the proliferation of the festival, the 13th festival, exceed the number of month 12. And the same thing happened in Thailand. And in this, the second, here you can see that in the first picture in my left hand side, that is all those are the Brahmins, Thai Brahmins. And 2000 years ago, there are almost 2000 families of Brahmins came from India, and they settled in Chaya. The place name is the Chaya. And now they are the royal families, Brahmins, and they are following our Vedantic Vedas and our customs and all those things according to Indian customs, Indian rituals. But yes, definitely there is the localization. So this is the beauty of the Southeast Asia. And in the next, my right hand side, you can see a temple. This is a royal Brahmin temples. And it's just a main point of Bangkok. You can see the royal Brahmins temples and the Devalaya. So they're known as the Deva Mandir at Devalaya. And here you can see a Brahma Vigraha, Brahma statue. And inside that temple, they don't allow taking the picture. But if you go to inside, you can see the Shivalinga, the beautiful sculpture of Vishnu, Uma, Lakshmi, and Mother Durga. So the rituals, the tradition, and I believe something more you can feel that how deeply India connected with them. And you know that the traders are a very big point, but the Brahmins also went there in whole Southeast Asia. And the trading is if you're talking about the European country, the Greek and the Romans, they are taking our muslin, the textile. And instead, they're taking the muslins and the textile. We get from them, we're giving them the textile, we're giving them the threads, and from there we get the gold. So there is a very huge maritime trading that time, and through that maritime trading, through that the Brahmins went there and they talk to the elite society, and that there are so many kings, so many knowledgeable persons, so many elite families, they acceptance that Hindu culture. And if you say about the Buddhism in the Southeast Asian countries, you can see here, you can see one picture that the beautiful palace, and in front of that palace, it's a rice cultivation. And do you know what is this? Actually, this is a cremation ground. Cremation of the King Rama IX, the famous king of the Thailand, King Rama IX. And they believe that their king is the avatar, their avatar of the Vishnu, the Lord Vishnu. And so when he, and as the Lord Vishnu, he came to this world as a Rama, the King Rama. And when Rama went back to Sharga, or the, what can I say, the Sharga Loka or Vishnu Loka, so he should be go back right like a Vishnu or like a Rama. So they make all those architecture, the building you saw, it is not the permanent one. It was made in the 9th month. And in front of that, they believe that the Lakshmi is the wife of Vishnu, and they believe that this is a very important thing of the whole culture. So they cultivate rice in that field, in the cremation field. This is such a nice way to giving the respect and remember our ancient past. I am really, really overwhelmed to look those things. And the festival and ceremonies in Vietnam, what I just started in the beginning, there is a Ket festival. If you Google, you can see the Ket festival. And this Ket festival happened in the month of month of October. The October is very famous for the Navaratri, the Sharad Navaratri in whole India. We are worshipping Mother Durga in the 9 nights. And the same thing happened in the Ket festival. They are following mainly 3 days, and they are worshipping Shiva. And they all took either red and white dress or the yellow dress, and they are worshipping Shiva because the Pogarai, the people are Cham people are doing that thing. And who are the Cham? The Cham is the Champak civilization, the one of the greatest civilization of India, which was outside in the India, and that was in the Vietnam, that was situated in the Vietnam. But how many people we know about those Cham people? How many how many people we are know about those civilization of almost 1400 years until it is continuing? This is the fact. It is not the history, the part of the history also. This is a living fact. And if you take the Indonesia have multiple things which are related with Indian culture, Indian heritage. And I know that many of you now know, because Aditya ji wrote the book about the Ramayana. I wrote the book about the Ramayana footprints in Southeast Asian countries. So they have their Ramayana, they have their Mahabharata also. But beside that Ramayana, beside that Mahabharata, they live our lives. They live our customs. They live in their life. They appropriate, they follow those things. And here you can see that there are so many temples in Bali. Balinese culture, Balinese beliefs, Balinese dance, everything is followed our culture. And it is not only the Bali. It is about Surabaya. It is about the Jogjakarta. So the Prambanan temple is in Jogjakarta. So they have rituals, they have different type of ceremonies who they believe in those things. And from Sri Lanka to Myanmar, from Philippines to Laos, there are lots of festival, the Bhatfu festival, Lachingsa. Lachingsa is a festival which is related with Charab, the Gajan, the Agama Tantra of the Shiva belief. So that Agama Tantra have something like that. And it was my childhood. I saw those things, the Gajan Mela, it's a fair of the Gajan or Shannashi, Gajan Shannashi. And that same thing happened in Southeast Asia. And then the boat festival, the Lainam, the boat festival, the plowing ceremony, the Loy Krathon, it's all are very interesting. If you go to the Laos, in Laos, you can see the Bhatfu festival happen. What is the Bhatfu? Bhatfu actually, the Watfu is a temple of the Mahendra Parvat in the temple situated in the Mahendra Parvat, and it was the temple of Bhadrashar Shiva. And every year, people went there in the month of Chaitra, the Shiva month. What do you know about? It's like in English, it is March, and they are doing the dancing. They commemorate different type of worship. They offering the flowers. They are doing the Ramayana also. They act in front of that ancient temple. It was like, just like it is like a ruin, but they still follow those things. So, and the kite festival. Kite festival, people are thinking about the kite festival. It is so ancient, you don't believe. I am now working on a book on the festivals and ceremonies of Southeast Asia. I will put all the details there because it is not possible to say everything in a short moment. But the kite festival in Thailand, in Indonesia, in Malaysia, they have that kite festival. And that is also related with the harvesting. That is also related to the story of either Shiva or the Parvati or the Uma, and the belief and the faith. If you say about those things, this is the biggest Ganesha Murti in Southeast Asia. People are giving, this is the time of Songkran. And in Songkran, this word is coming from the Songkranti. And Songkranti is very close word to all Indians. And that Songkran is, that ceremonies, that festival is doing everywhere in Southeast Asia. They are putting some water, just like our Holi. Holi is very famous. I know there is so many Holi festivals are conducted in Europe and America also, because as like our Diwali, as like our Holi is very festival. So, but here in Southeast Asia, it is one kind of non-colored material. They don't use the colored powder. They use the white powder, but the same thing, they put some water, they put some garland to the Lord Buddha, and they give the paying homage to all the elder, all the monks. But the same thing happened in the same time. Because in India, it was just Ugadi, Bihu, Pongal, everything. And Pongal, and there was a ceremony named Thai Niradal. Those are the same ceremony. So it is not interesting that why not we find out that link, this old tradition to floating the candle to the water. This is known as the Loikrathon, and it is happened in all those Southeast Asian countries. And the same day, same time, it is happened in India also. It's known as the Dev Deepavali or the Kartik Purnima. And this day is very much important for the maritime trading. In Odisha, it is say the Bali Jatra. What was that Bali Jatra? Bali Jatra was a program, the function, the festival, when the traders starting their vessels for Southeast Asia for trading. And here in those countries, I talk with many people that, do you know what is the origin of your programs, your festivals, why you were floating those candles, why you were praying for your family? They are not fully aware of that thing, but they knew that this is the connectivity of the India and the Southeast Asia. So this is the beauty of whole Southeast Asia. And here, if this picture, this is not from Thailand, or this is not from the Cambodia or Indonesia, this is from Philippines. Philippines had their Hinduism, the Hindu culture, almost from many years ago. We got an inscription. and that is from the 9th century. And that 9th century inscription clearly write about this Nobo Borsho, or the New Year. It is known as that some king, one of the, they give some gift for good work to their the soldiers on the occasion of the New Year of the Baishak. So till date, the people of the Maranao, people of the Lake Maranao, they are celebrating this program, but maybe they don't know the original thing, because from 15th century it was under the Spanish culture, and almost they believe and the faith on the Christianism, but that's not a problem. Till date, I met few good people, they know the culture and they are celebrating that thing. So here you can see in the Myanmar also, the Myanmari people, they have lots of different type of Indian culture and heritage, because once upon a time, those all are the part of the greater India. It was known as the Brahmadesha or Ramanna Desha. It was known as the Myanmar, but very, very long year back, it was known as that there. And they have their rituals. They put, I think many of you know that the Indian weddings, we use different type of sandalwood for the designing. And if you go to Myanmar, every day the Myanmari people put something like they put that sandalwood powder in their cheek, in their face, because they believe it is the prevent from the heat. So our Indian culture is related with rituals, it is related with ceremonies, festivals, joys, and at the same time, it is related with the health also. So this is the thing why the whole Southeast Asia is so fond of our culture, and till date, they are following that thing. I think it is a very interesting matter to know in deep. Thank you so much.
So one of the questions that comes up with is when I always say the East, when the India says looking East, actually you're just looking at India. So if you look at the continental divide, then India is right in the middle, in terms of, if you look at the meridian, geographical. So the Ujjain and Rohtak and Lanka, all in the same line, goes way from the central India. So India is right in the middle. So the East begins from India. And like when you come from Afghanistan, and so Afghanistan is the first stop of India. It has been separated, but it is geographically part of the same land, because the mountains, they keep it under India. Mountains and parts of Iran also today.
Yeah.
So when you say look East, so India's look East should start from Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And then same culture, because it's all carrying on. And it reaches, like you said, Mahendra Parbat, that's in Cambodia today.
Yeah, that's how you say, that Wat Phu temple is in the Mahendra Parbat.
Mahendra Parbat, and also there is a Shiva temple over there in that same temple.
Yeah, Bhadresha Shiva.
So when people in India argue, is Mahendra Parvat in Odisha? There is a Mahendra in Odisha. There is a Mahendra in South Tamil Nadu and Kerala border. That's where the Parshuram stays. And also there is a Mahendra in Cambodia.
Cambodia.
So we should fight over all the three, not just two.
Not just two. And very interestingly, Aditya ji, the Augusta, because there is a belief that Augusta left India and never came back. We had one kind of belief that thing. And where he went, and if you don't believe that, if you go through whole Southeast Asian museum, especially, you can see lots of Augusta's murti. And because Augusta was known as the doctor, and every royal family, they have a small basket. There they put all those Ayurvedic medicine and put a symbol of Augusta, because they believe that he is the most powerful doctor, the medicine doctor. And that's why you can get each and every temple and museum, there are lots of Augusta murti. And it's really, really amazing. But unfortunately, we are arguing that who was that Augusta and what type of knowledge he had. And see, the Southeast Asia really worshipping them.
No, see, everyone except Indians worship our gurus. Even the Vietnamese are confused. You guys have such a beautiful culture. Why
Yeah.
you, why you always follow the West? So we have to tell them that it's a skin disease. British left here, and that's why we always look at the skin. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
thank you so
Mhm.
much for sharing this presentation, and I think this will give a. I hope the foreign policy experts of India also see that the entire Asia, it was referred to as Indochina before, not even Asia, Indochina. The entire
Indochina, yes.
Indochina is India actually, and
Yeah.
and Philippines, and those of my Philippine friends, I have a lot of Filipinos living nearby who are watching this. You must know that you were Hindus before, and
Yeah.
and you were forcibly converted by the church. Either die or leave the island, Philippines.
Yeah, they have a actually they have a folklore. I don't know how many the new generation know about that thing, but they have a very interesting folklore where they expose, and it is similar to Ramayana story few thing. And there was a hero who fought a lot with those Spanish invader. So I think we all should know our roots. Then
No,
maybe the problem will be end
no, they,
one
they
day.
have been they have been so scared and brainwashed that nowadays most of the Filipinos think they are more Americans than Filipinos, and
Yeah.
Americans don't think of them that way. And they are very successful in USA, and I must credit them for their hard work. They've been a very
Yeah.
hardworking community, and especially in LA and San Diego, there are more than 300,000 Filipinos live here,
Okay,
and,
okay.
and
In Philippines, I think the University of IPAG, they are working on this ancient link. So they are trying to focus all those things. It's a
uh,
good sign.
uh, it's a good sign. When I went to Philippines, I've been there many times, and when I went to Philippines, it just reminds me of poor India, the poverty
Mm.
and everything which is there, and the now India is obviously much more richer than when I used to go there, but
Yeah.
still, I mean, they look like us, they think like us, they're as cunning, their pocket thieves are as cunning as Indian ones. They have the same techniques, and their eating habits are also the similar, but
Mhm.
changed a lot due to the Spanish invasion. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Anita ji, and
Thank you.
thank you
Thank you,
for
Aditya ji.
the show.
Okay. Okay.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.